Good evening. We have one last processional. Please remain standing for our amazing teachers and staff of AACT. You may be seated. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Jason Maddock, proud principal of the Academy of Arts, Careers, and Technology. Welcome to the class of 2025 graduation ceremony. Please stand for the national anthem. Gotcha, parents. Students, please join your parents in standing for the singing of our national anthem, performed by senior class of 2025 graduate, Miss Olivia Process.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Let's hear it one more time for Olivia. Thank you so much. This evening, we celebrate one of the top-ranked high schools in the great state of Nevada. We are absolutely humbled by the incredible journey, the trials, the hard work, and resilience shown by our graduates as they begin the next chapter of their lives this evening. Supported by the faculty and staff of the Academy, your graduates have flourished. Today, we have come together to acknowledge your accomplishments. We'd like to start by welcoming our graduates, our staff members, families, and friends. And at this time, I would like to introduce those who have joined us on stage today to celebrate your accomplishments of your graduation. First, from the members of the Washoe County School District Board of Trustees, we are joined by President Elizabeth Smith, Vice President Adam Mayberry, Trustee Christine Hull, Trustee Dr. Diane Nicolette, Trustee James Phoenix, Trustee Colleen Westlake. We are joined by the Washoe County School District Superintendent, Mr. Joe Ernst, as well as additional members from the WCSD leadership team, to include Deputy Superintendent and former AACT Principal, Ms. Tiffany McMaster, Chief Academic Officer Secondary, Dr. Troy Parks, Area Superintendent Lauren Ford, Area Superintendent Dr. Mike Paul, Interim Chief of Police Shauna Baker, I knew that, and last VIP, special guest Principal Oliveira, the future Mrs. Maddock. Thanks, Lauren. I'd also give special recognition and ask that they stand to be recognized. Joining us in the staff section this evening, a mentor to me and a principal to you, Mr. Mike Gifford. And over my left shoulder, your assistant principal, my dear friend, and a mentor as well, Miss Kara Lee. We are happy to have former administration here with us this evening, celebrating your journey and your accomplishments. Now, without further ado, to begin tonight's commencement, I have the honor to introduce to you Mr. Kyle Moyer, our Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, Mr. Maddock. Good evening, teachers, families, friends, and my fellow graduates. I think we're all wondering, what now? Lately, I've been asking a lot of questions like this. Am I really graduating? Should I have breakfast? And why did I get a haircut in the school bathroom? We've all asked questions like this for years, and for the most part, someone's always been there to answer them. Whether it's teachers like Miss Marr, Mr. Burge, or even Mr. Zorn if you're not afraid to enter his secret Comart's dungeon. I thought these questions were going to be answered. At this time, I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Reese Martin.
Thank you, Kyle. Welcome, families, friends, teachers, staff, and the class of 2025. Our 4 years at AACT have faded into memories. Memories of a moldy sandwich hidden in Miss Anquilli's ceiling. Memories of that stupid foam dance floor our heels always sunk into. Memories of Mr. Rogers' class turning into a random, lengthy conversation. I remember this one particular conversation about Mr. Rogers' garden. Mr. Rogers plants roses in his garden as a symbol of his love for his wife. But since roses die, Mr. Rogers plants new ones every year. At the time, it just seemed like a sweet story. But standing here today, I realize that life is a lot like roses. The stem, the foundation we built here at AACT, the people who taught me how to take my first steps, the girl who runs into mannequins, the girl who jokes about Donald Duck's nephews, the guy that demolished 6 slices of cheesecake, and the guy I made a $5 bet with. The people who saw the potential in us before we saw it in ourselves. Thank you, family, friends, and teachers for being the stem that kept us upright. The thorns, all the hardships of high school, the stress from a strenuous workload, the superficial high school drama, and the heartbreak. But we got through it all. We were lucky. We had Miss Raker, who was always there to listen, and Miss Fabby, who always had a friendly smile. The petals. These were the moments that made our time at AACT special. These were the moments that made AACT a home, a family. The rose that was once our high school career was imperfect, but it was real, it was unique, and it was ours. But now that rose is dead, and we must replace it with the rose of tomorrow, a rose that will grow to be as beautifully imperfect as the last, a rose whose roots will forever be a part of AACT. Thank you.
Thank you, Reese. Like I said, I thought those questions were going to be answered. But on this day, the questions that we're asking ourselves, they don't stop. They get bigger. What if I fail? What if I choose the wrong path? What if I can't? At this time, I'd like to introduce our second speaker, Stefan Laksamana.
Thank you, Kyle. The first time I remember seeing my dad cry was sitting at the dinner table, as my Lola was telling us the story of how she brought her family over from the Philippines to America. I couldn't help but to burst into tears myself. She was a single mother immigrating to the United States alone. She sold her furniture at the flea market in order to wire the money back home to her 3 children in the Philippines, all to create a better life for her family. Her story stands as a testament of the American dream, and I, the bunso of the family, am the last of her grandkids. And I'm only able to stand here today because of generations of sacrifice. I've been told by I've been told by TV that love is a feeling, but my father taught me that love is a promise. One best shown in calloused hands, stressful nights, and my mother's whispered prayers. What I've come to realize is that love in its purest form is sacrifice, to offer yourself so that others may succeed. When scoring high on the SATs seemed to me like an impossible dream, my brother Sean and his fiancée Erica would stay up till 1 in the morning to help me study. And when I realized that my passion lies not in designing buildings, but assisting others, my counselors, Ms. Erickson, Ms. Martinez, and my EMT teacher, Ms. Heather, helped me to switch my welding class to EMT. Class of 2025. Each of us are mosaics of other people's sacrifices. The parents working overtime in order to send us to school. The teachers who lit our fires but may never see the trails that will blaze. And our friends who quickly became our family, holding us together when it seemed too much. We are not self-made. We were made by the people who saw potential in us and chose to invest in us through their sacrifices. So thank you. Thank you to my family who supported me throughout my entire life, my teachers who brought out the brightest in me, and finally to my Lola, who sacrificed her entire life to provide me with the chance to stand here today. Salamat po.
Thank you, Stefan. Just like him, we owe a great deal to our family. Just like Stefan's Lola, when she came to this country, she had many questions, just like us. I wish I knew the answers, and maybe one day I will. But I do know, however, that no matter what, we are graduating from AACT, a place that shaped us, challenged us, and helped us into who we are today. We spent 4 years having our questions answered to prepare ourselves for this moment, graduation. I wrote this speech 2 months ago, and I think we can all agree the only question anyone was asking was, when are we going to graduate? But right now, as these bigger questions begin to resurface, we can't just ask them. We're not sitting here at this graduation to ask questions. We're here to answer them. At this time, I'd like to introduce our final speaker, McKenna Cow. I'm gonna shoot myself.
Thank you, Kyle. Today's checklist: feed the fish, freshman orientation 9 a.m., Spanish 1-2 homework, get gas, JSL meeting, study for finals, feed the fish, pass the test, most of the tests, capstone presentation, show everything we worked up to, ever, graduate. Graduate. For 12 years, we've been checking boxes. Turn it in, show up, meet the requirements, reach the goals once set by the school, the district, the state, society. Every step was printed out in 12-point font, stapled, 3-hole punched, and due by 11:59 p.m. But somewhere between the lines, beside the lines, we found the parts that actually stuck with us. Doodles in the margins, smudges and tears, a note to yourself in the corner, "You got this," a joke from a friend scrawled sideways. Because the truth is, everything that really mattered didn't live in the syllabus. It happened in the margins. The hallway conversations, the 5-minute before class survival plans, the teachers who let us be human when we needed it, the friends who stayed up late with us, the parents and siblings who, despite the chaos, kept showing up. So thank you. To the people who held us up when we were tired, who believed in us when we weren't sure we could do this, to the ones who gave us the space to grow, to fail, and to figure it out. And to the class of 2025, thank you. Even if not everyone knew each other well, we shared this space. We grew up in the same hallways, we weathered the same deadlines, we watched the same clocks tick down. You've each filled a piece of the margins in your own way, and I'm grateful to have witnessed it. Now, the structured pages of high school are done. There's no more pre-made checklists, no more lines, no more rubric, just a blank page. And for the first time, we get to decide what goes on it. So if you're worried about what comes next, don't be. We've been figuring things out in the margins for years. Now we get to take up the whole page. Thank you.
Thank you, McKenna. So, to my classmates, I hope you keep asking questions, but more than that, I hope you start answering them. To the teachers and families who've answered so many of ours, thank you. You've shown us through the journey of being high school students. Thank you to our families for supporting us while going to the weird kids school, and thank you to our friends for being the reason we had so many questions in the first place. The future ahead holds many questions for us all, whether it's the big ones or the little ones. So, class of 2025, let's get some answers. Thank you. I still got more. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Maddock to return to the podium.
Great job. Can we hear it one more time for our amazing speakers? Say, awesome job. Well, families, friends, staff, and most of all, the amazing class of 2025. Before I go too much further into this speech, I want to take this opportunity to throw y'all a curveball, because the people that got you here are not only the staff members over there, but they're the hundreds of people behind you who've been wanting to see your face this entire time. So, students of AACT, please rise, turn around, and say thank you to your families and friends. Thank you. Well, Trailblazers, here we are. We are gathered here at Lawler Events Center, just a few blocks from the famous sign downtown that reads, Reno, the biggest little city in the world. And before us all today sits, in my opinion, the biggest little graduating class of 2025 in the world. AACT is one of the smallest graduating classes at 127 students that lives on one of the smallest campuses in our school districts. However, family and friends, distinguished guests, these graduates are anything but small. They have made a big impression on our district, our community, and our world. Before you today, ladies and gentlemen, is another historical group of Trailblazers. For the 9th consecutive year, the longest streak in any high school in the state of Nevada, AACT is graduating 100% of our seniors. The record setting doesn't stop there. This small class of 127 students brought in the district's biggest scholarship amount, a record-setting $5.2 million in scholarships. These are not just impressive, kiddos. This is historic, and you're a part of it. With one of the smallest graduating classes, being at the top of these lists is something to be very, very proud of. Lastly, 83% of our graduates are headed to a college, most of you with money in your pocket. 4 of you are going on to serve in our military. This Trailblazers is what real preparation looks like. That's what opportunity looks like, and that's what AACT is all about. The biggest little graduating class in the world. The numbers are impressive, but this class is not just about the numbers. You are all amazing humans. This is my first year as a principal at AACT, and I could honestly have not asked for a better group of seniors to share it with. You welcomed me from day one. You didn't just tolerate the new bald guy. You embraced me. Love you too. You challenged me. You made me laugh. And you showed me what it really means to be a true trailblazer. Even though we only had 1 year together, you've made a lasting impact on me, and I hope I've done the same for you. When I reflect on this class, I'm reminded of the small stuff. The stuff that doesn't show up on your resumes. The way you support each other. The way you carry yourselves. The energy you bring into this building and to our school. You've made AACT feel like a place where everyone belongs. From the epic prom we had, to turning the library into an electric dance club for a senior prank. You guys know how to have fun and enjoy life. You demonstrate teamwork, kindness, grit, and a sense of school pride that I have not felt at any other high school campus. You've helped build a culture that makes AACT more than a school. Like these kids have said, you've made it a second home. Today is about celebrating everything that you've done to get here. The classes, the long nights, competitions, presentations, CTSOs, bus rides, plane flights, the nerves, the wins, and yes, even the losses. Even in those times you failed, you kept going. That's what trailblazers do. Nelson Mandela said, after climbing over one hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. And although tonight marks the top of one hill, your high school graduation, there are many more hills ahead. But trailblazers, don't let the hills ahead of you discourage or frighten you. The last 4 years at AACT have prepared you to climb any hill on any journey that you take in life. However, when you feel lost or you stumble or maybe even you fall down on your next journey, remember back to the incredible teachers that supported you along the way. Now, I want to pause and make sure we all recognize that some of our teachers are headed off on a journey of their own today as well. Exciting times in our school district as we open up Debbie Smith and we move some of our teachers to that campus. And I think I can speak for all of us in this room that those teachers have left a special impact on AACT. So, as you continue, students, I've tried to help you with some advice from these teachers that are leaving us tonight. As you're walking along your next journey on your trail, when you fall, dust yourself off and put a big smile on your face. Laugh about it like Mrs. Carlstrom or Miss Locke would have you do. Or study the slope of the trail and problem solve how to get through it like Miss Tervenia and Miss Stewart-Ledyard and Miss Watts taught you in their classes. Maybe you build a robot along the way and see if it'll help you out thanks to Mr. Fitzgerald. Or stay seated a little bit, take a breather, relax, maybe sip on some water, and remember back to the gentle advice of Mr. Burge, Mrs. Arnold, and Mrs. Rogers. Or maybe you just need to cut straight and simple to the point and listen to the words of Miss Smith and Mr. Cooney and get off your butt and keep going. No matter your approach, students, stay firmly rooted in what you have learned from your amazing teachers at AACT. All of us adults that have guided you along the way, most of us will be staying back to help lead the next group. However, we will be your biggest cheerleaders and always be here when you stumble and need a little assistance along the way. We are all trailblazers. We're in this together, and we're excited to see where your next journey takes you. So now you're headed into the real world. Some of you are off to college, some to the military, some are jumping right into the careers we've prepared you for. And some of you are still figuring out, and you know what? That's completely okay. No matter your path, I want all of you to remember, you are capable, you are prepared, and you're not alone. You've got what it takes, not because things have been easy the last 4 years, but because you kept going when they weren't. Class of 2025, thank you for making this year unforgettable. Thank you for teaching me, challenging me, and trusting me. You've helped shape me as a leader, and I'll never forget that. Thank you from your teachers, your staff, our distinguished guests. Thank you for an amazing journey that you've led us all on. We are all so proud of you. We believe in you, and we will be cheering you on wherever life takes you. Now go out there and keep blazing trails. Congratulations. Superintendent Hurst, members of the Board of Trustees, it is my great pleasure to present to you 100% of the Academy of Arts, Careers, and Technology class of 2025. These students have fulfilled all the provisions required by the Washoe County School District's board policies and administrative regulations, the Nevada Administrative Code, and the revised statutes. This accomplishment allows every single one of them to participate in this graduation ceremony. Seniors, it's now your turn. Please stand at the direction of the ushers and be ready to be recognized for your accomplishments. Ushers, please assist in getting them to their places. Get them going. Go ahead.
Use the one on the. Use that one. Yeah, I can do it.
Kyle Patrick Moyer.
McKenna Mei Yi Cao.
Reese Marie Martin.
Stephen John Mandarte Laksamana.
Kieran Aguilar.
Kyler Bono.
Yari Yoletzi Aguilar Luna.
Isis Natasha Castro Moldano.
Oh, I gotta wait. Destiny Hope Almanza.
Estrella Chavez Rangel.
Pete Atwater.
Gunnar Chu.
Camila Ballesteros Torres.
Jorge Johnson Contreras.
Kaya Manelos.
Brad Glontz.
Lily Barajas.
Jacob Concha Frazier.
Dylan Barber.
Libby Dueñas Mercado.
Miranda Diana Faye Biggs.
Mason Scott Cobb.
Mia Kathleen Bloom.
Jack Timothy Egan.
Max Blumkin.
Lorelei Deborah Ann Frame.
Nevea Boniles.
Ethan Faber.
Natalia Rita Brown.
Lucas N. Fleischer.
Gavin Jeffrey Cates.
Olivia May Process.
Gabriel Rodolfo Gallegos Mendez.
Jasmine Doan.
Belen Gill.
Eric Charles Engelkey.
Dylan Josue Garcia.
Raylyn Amy Crawford.
Asia Franchi.
Nick Dossie.
Sonia Grace Gustafson.
Ben Hodes.
Nathaniel Eric Gordon.
Jordan Paul House.
Draven Fulla.
Kiara McKenna Jackson.
Walter Jose Gonzalez Pletes.
Jocelyn Elena Hyatt.
Maine Josephine Hawkins. Oh, one little too early. You just hang out with me. You're good.
There you go.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Should I do her name again?
Jaden Mariana Jackson.
Kalani Harding.
Kaylee Elizabeth Johnson.
You did it.
Grayson Hoffler.
Wyatt Knox.
Addison Jean Hansen.
Marley Kropf.
Amy Hoffman.
Ivan Long.
Diego Hurtado.
Congrats, bro.
Jack Lux.
Emilio Javier Lopez.
Noah Patrick Musney.
Allison Valeria Liborio Reyes.
I will.
Aiden Neerman.
Kaylee Marie Martin.
Elijah Price.
Sophia Janelle Martinez.
Tyler Millar.
Addison Ray McFarland.
Octavio Ramirez.
Savannah Rain Pareja.
Richard Pritchard.
Brendan McCrae.
Dayanara Rincon Murillo.
Lola McCabe.
Nathan Daniel Rogers.
Jackson David Nicholas.
Avery Marie Smith.
Eden Iris Richards.
Daniel James Silva.
Raheem McCullough.
Giovanni Sanchez.
Mia Alexandra Meza.
Subhan Sultani.
Kayla Paloma Ponce Verheen.
Skylar Rivers. Natalie Roman Jimenez.
There we go. All right.
You deserve it, girl.
Natalie Roman Jimenez.
Benjamin Sandusky.
Kiri Charlotte Van Gilder.
Akanksha Trina Sharma.
Sophia Marie Wilkins.
Riley Jean Strachan.
Layla Grace Wilson.
Lucy Catherine Shop.
Owen Douglas Whitney.
Vidya Rishi Sharma.
Ava Soleil Wright.
Charisma Shipley.
Jaden Tran.
Emily K. Tanner.
Oscar Tejeda.
Enzo Sanguinetti.
Ethan Winnop.
Annalise Corinne Luis Moreno.
Andrew Zermeno.
Will Kininani Spiker.
Thomas Vavra.
Rhea June Vidal.
Maya Natalie Virel Ponce.
Daniel Vu.
Grayson Matthew Will.
Alejandro Saldana Cruz.
Ian Zimmerman.
Cole Swanson.
Daniel Emiliano Zapata.
Emily Zimmerman.
These next three students represent an incredible These next three students are the top 3 ranked students in their class. Isabella Marie Radcliffe.
Micaiah Marie Miller.
Adeline Soche, ranked number 1 in her class. In gratitude to our Washoe County School District employees, those individuals who have children graduating will now hand their child their diploma.
Johnny Paul.
Turn around and pose, buddy. No, you hold it. Now smile. All right. Good job, Johnny.
Delaney and Bowley.
Diplomas there. Vicky, you're going to come out before the name's ready. All right, both of you come on down. Congratulations.
Benjamin James Pillars.
Oh, down here. They already did. All right, right here, you guys. Congrats.
Ellen Jean Pillars.
There you go. Another one. Yes. Congrats, you guys. Thank you.
Benjamin Ryan Koger.
Right this way, you guys. Congratulations. All right. Awesome.
Donald Edward Brown III.
All right, get a picture. And then Joe, stay right there. Joe. All right, right this way. Right this way. Congratulations. You are welcome. Bravo. Congrats.
Ashley Romano Roberto.
Stay right there for a picture. All right, this way. Congratulations. All right, congratulations. You're welcome.
Mitchell Torvinen.
Right this way, you beautiful people. Congratulations, buddy. Thank you. Congrats. And congrats on yours. So special. So special.
Adeline, are you ready? You're up.
You're up. You guys keep your
Seniors, it is now time for us to move on. Please join us as we move our tassels from the right to the left, symbolizing our change from kids to adults, from high school students to graduates. Yep. Ready?
Congratulations, class of 2025! We did it!